For what it's worth, I'm Mike, this is Justin, and we're here to talk Fastlane in WWE.
Yeah, there's a lot going on around the company right now, and the pay-per-view's in a couple days.
It is, and this is really going to be more interesting than you think, guys. This is going to be a lead-in for WrestleMania and beyond, and you're going to see some things that you didn't expect to see at Fastlane. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I'd like to mention is I hate the WWE right now.
Why do you hate the WWE right now?
Kofi Kingston taken out of that main event.
Kofi, I gotta give it to you. It should be Kofi in this match, but I would rather see Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania kick the crap out of Daniel Bryan and not Kevin Owens. But I'd rather see it at WrestleMania where he gets to show off and get all the fireworks with him instead of just at Fastlane in a small arena and get brushed over and washed over to WrestleMania on the road to WrestleMania.
All right, so how do you think that's going to happen?
How do I think it's going to happen? Oh, well, see. Do you remember when the vignettes came out of Kevin Owens will be back? They didn't have Kevin Owens by himself. They had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They will be back soon. We haven't heard a dang thing about Sami Zayn because Sami was doing interviews how he liked being a heel and being a jerk, and well, Kevin's talking all good and being friendly with the fans. So that leads me to believe that we're going to see Sami Zayn at Fastlane, and he's going to cost Kevin Owens the title. It won't be Big Red Tree there, Rowan. It may be, but it'll be with Sami Zayn. And it'll set up the WrestleMania match that they haven't had on that big stage yet, but yet they need to have one time. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And Sami will be the heel, and Kevin will be the fan favorite. And my mind will be blown because I don't think I've ever seen Kevin Owens on a main stage pay-per-view and a total babyface. No. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it's not exactly common, but I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I'm kind of tired of the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens storyline.
But this is going to be much different because Sami now is a heel. He's never done that role. You've always seen Kevin and Sami together, or Kevin being the heel, jumping Sami.
And if Sami's a heel, they're together. They're not fighting each other.
Right. So now you're going to see a different side of Sami you haven't seen yet. And he's going to have fun with it. And Kevin's going to have fun with it too. Because you're seeing a side of Kevin he's never done before. As being a nice guy, a good dad, happy and, a good father and likes to wrestle and is fighting for his family. Sami's going to come in and just, I'm tired of it. You had to go do this. Come on. You don't want to? Well, bang. You didn't want to do it. You didn't want to help me on my off time, but you came back and left me behind. That's what I see happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Another big match on the card is the reunion of the Shield for the very last time.
Is it for the very last time?
No.
When is it ever advertised? The very last time. And it's the very last time outside of Crown Royal or Saudi Arabia, when The Undertaker. That was an exception to the rule because he's 99 years old and Triple H is falling apart every time he takes a step in the ring. I really hope he don't get beat up really bad at WrestleMania. And it won't be because, he's not a good wrestler. It's because his body's falling apart. He's been, taking beatings for years. And, well, it shows really easy. Some old men ripped his body. What are you going to do when you face Batista, who's not old? I know you're angry. Oh, but I don't know. But we're getting off subject. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the right pay-per-view, which is Fastlane and Sami Zayn. And then we're going back to who?
The Shield.
The Shield. I think the Shield could go one of two ways. Mm-hmm. One, just a normal victory, but that's never happening. Mm-mm. Then two, even in answer two, I have two answers. One, it could be Elias being the key guy coming in with the guitar and smashing him, getting it a 4-on-3 and making it a 4-on-3 at WrestleMania. Or Dean just hasn't had it right and he jumps Roman from behind to set up Roman and Dean at WrestleMania, and Seth will still have Brock Lesnar. But there was one other option that is not from me. It came out, and I can't say where because I really didn't follow the route. I did know it's between WWE.com and Wrestling Pros article, and so I don't want to take any of their story without giving them the proper credit. So I'm not going to say exactly what all the details are, but the story or the rumor was the Shield would all be included in the main event, and it would be a fatal four-way, but three members of the Shield versus Brock, and this way Brock would be getting out of there one way or another, and this gives Roman a chance to be at the title, Dean a parting gift to take from the party, and he's not going to win, and then it comes down to Roman and Seth, and will they be friendly with the fact that Roman beats Seth or Dean for the title instead of Brock, and maybe it is even Seth and he gets mad and it starts another feud with them to keep them going. That's where I'm feeling it for WrestleMania and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, at least for the direction of Fastlane, I think I like the idea of Dean kind of attacking Roman.
Yeah.
Because at least then Seth still gets his one-on-one with Brock.
Right.
As it should be. And then Roman and Dean have a good match at WrestleMania. They aren't just fighting just to be on the card.
Right, 'cause I like that idea too. But I think it's a way too rushed to let Roman back to the title shot. Seth has earned it. I don't think you should give Dean a title shot because he threatened to leave like you give everybody else to the Usos and the Revival and I don't know who else, but I'm sure somebody else, R-Truth maybe, because he got but they gave R-Truth, I heard, that title shot for the U.S. title and the belt because he got robbed of his win to get in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, kind of a feel-bad story.
Yeah, it was well, here's a consolation prize. You can have the U.S. title.
Better.
Yeah, get the U.S. title. And then he set up other things for WrestleMania. Let's get back to Fastlane. As we get to the build towards the triple threat match, the Revival, Gable and Rude versus it's a triple threat. Oh, Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Oh, yeah.
And that one is going to be a good match. Well, who do you see winning that?
You know, I'd love to see Ricochet and Aleister Black win that. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to keep the Revival as champs because they've threatened to leave, and if they lose the titles, they're almost for sure gone. But are they almost for sure gone anyway?
We'll have to wait and see Sunday. But I think the Revival is going to take it here. I don't think they're going to lose on the smaller ones. I think all the changes will happen at WrestleMania, or 8 out of 9 will happen at WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, Samoa Joe won the title, the U.S. title on SmackDown, so I mean, all the changes can happen.
But it won on SmackDown because it needed time to build the match against John Cena, which was planted by R-Truth. He was older, but his childhood hero was John Cena, and that's a little bit lost for me.
That was a very funny moment.
I'm like, oh, Truth, what are you doing? But he wanted to brag about John Cena and talk about and do his moves. And then when Truth lost and Joe's doing his interview, he's not really talking about Truth. He's talking about John Cena. So what does that mean to you?
Samoa Joe versus John Cena at WrestleMania?
That's what it sounds like to me. I ain't seen John Cena anywhere, but,
And not since before the Royal Rumble.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We got a match on the pre-show for Fastlane that I'm really excited about. And I think that's why it's on the pre-show, is Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. I like that matchup. I like those guys going
Those two put on some really good matches all the time.
And I see the veteran losing to put over Andrade because Rey's the ultimate underdog. He can always get over another time. He can survive a loss. It's not going to be a big deal to him.
Yeah.
He's going to come back and beat Randy Orton or beat anybody he needs to. But Andrade is not that, how do you say, he's not that WWE sold.
Yeah, he hasn't earned the fable that Rey Mysterio has yet.
And he's told actually other wrestlers to not sign with the WWE because they didn't live up to their agreement with him and they signed with other organizations. So I foresee a push for Andrade, and somewhere at WrestleMania he gets a title shot at somebody, Intercontinental, U.S. title, no major title, but a minor title, and he wins it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible too.
We have Asuka versus Mandy.
That's a squash match.
I don't know. I think. Did you see? You didn't see it last week, did you?
I did.
Did you see her come out after she beat Naomi on 2 moves?
Yes.
And then Asuka smashed both of them on the stage. Well, not the stage. I guess it's the ramp. The ramp it is. And that's how bad if Asuka got a hold of Mandy, it would be that quick if she really hit her. It's not no play. Oh, my arm, my eye, or whatever, and then getting 2 moves put against you and pinned. That should not and could. It would ruin Asuka even more than they already have since they moved her up.
Yeah, no disrespect to Mandy, but Asuka definitely needs a strong win here.
Yeah, she does.
Especially with kind of an unknown WrestleMania feud.
Well, they're going to most likely go with Lacey Evans, as that's why you see her walking down ring to ring every week. And after this pay-per-view, she's going to make her intentions known on Tuesday and stick her foot in, well, probably give her the women's right to Asuka.
Yeah.
Which, now I'm currently in South Carolina, and that's where Lacey Evans is from. No women act like Lacey Evans around here. None. This is a fake.
No, that's probably like an 1800s thing.
Yeah, they don't act like her. They act normal. They don't hold themselves better than anybody because they're equal. Lacey Evans is not one of my favorite characters just because she says she's from here. But I hear that she's going to go a long way. And, well, I hope it's not at the expense of Asuka.
Yeah. Asuka's a dominant force in NXT and her beginning term with
2 years undefeated.
SmackDown. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why she would lose anytime soon. So
yeah, but unfortunately she will be, because that's the way the story writers put it on her. Not because she wouldn't kick their butt every single time.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that are really interesting is Bayley and Sasha with their women's tag team titles
against Tamina and Nia Jax. Now, that's speed against strength. And usually, speed, if they don't get caught, can beat strength.
Yeah, in the WWE storyline, that's usually how it goes.
But if strength actually catches them,
it's a squash match.
They ain't going very far. Which way do you see this happening?
Well, Sasha's another one that threatened to leave. But she was more firm about it, saying on Twitter, saying stuff like, when I leave. So I'm going to take a guess and say they win this time, but not next time.
I don't know. I'm really kind of torn on this. I've heard the WrestleMania storyline, and that would be a popular set of wrestlers, such as either the Bella Twins or the legends of Lita and Trish. Those are their WrestleMania opponents. One of those two, and I really hope it's not the Bellas. But I really don't know if the Lita and Trish can even keep up with Bayley and Sasha.
I don't know. There's so much out there that's better than that. Even going down to NXT, you have the Sky Pirates as well.
Yeah, I like that. They're even better. But
I think that matchup specifically, would probably be better than either of those.
Well, you're talking quality. Vince is talking eyes on the product. And more eyes will be on the product watching Lita and Trish than there will be the Sky Pirates that are more talented at this time than Lita and Trish are.
Yeah. I mean, Lita and Trish do have a name.
Yes.
So.
Well, the one last thing, let's finish this up with the main event of both. Did we do the men's? There was just one men's, right?
We did the Daniel Bryan.
Okay, so the women's match of Ronda Rousey versus, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. The winner gets to fight Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, or if not just the winner, if Charlotte wins, it's just Charlotte. But if Becky wins, she gets added to that match.
Yeah, I don't think that's very smart. I mean, it leaves little motivation for Charlotte in this match. I mean, Charlotte could just lay down and get pinned and be okay with it instead of taking the beating now. She won't, but...
Well, yeah, I can see your thought, but as of now in the storyline, she's not even close to being on the side of Becky. And when Becky was hurt on Monday, she jumped her from behind.
Yeah.
And still lost. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that was... I don't like.
It's starting to get unbelievable, huh? It's at the beginning it was okay, and then they had to put the fake knee injury in,
and then they're disrespecting their own company with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, and Rousey's gonna come out and say that she's better than her, and I'm hearing that this is actually storyline also, of her going off storyline, off script, that this is purposely, and it's to make her really get Becky over. Becky and her are friends backstage. I have pictures of them laughing and kidding together, but I can show them next time or something. But it really shocked me when I saw them laughing together because of how much they were going all out against each other and the things they were saying and being fake, not fake. And it was really there at that cross line of, is it real or is it not real?
And the Twitter stuff going on. I mean, I just don't like how they're going about it. The whole talking about Ronda going all along the wrestling is fake thing, and I would dominate these ladies if I really wanted to fight. And then she did put up a good showing on Raw over Becky, but it's not going to stay like that, though. Unless they expect her interference in Fastlane to be squash and her WrestleMania match to be a squash. But then she's supposedly leaving after WrestleMania, so what do you do then?
Well, you come up with a couple of things. I saw one move, and it's repeated over and over on WWE, and you can see it yourself, is when the very first time Ronda puts Becky in the armbar, she gives her an armbar like this after she's bitching about how fake things are. And then she puts her legs over the body so you cannot see the arm. All you see is now her hand like this, and her arm's not like that. So when she's crying about Becky being, oh, this don't hurt, what you just did absolutely didn't hurt. Yes, you probably were punching the crap out of her, and, she took it, just like you took the bloody head with the crutches, and you do give each other, a good rough up. But it was not anything more excessive. It was very good for most of the people that were, in the arena. They couldn't see that, what went over, and using the storyline of being booed at home that, made you feel bad. That's good, Ronda. But you know what? WWE has a tendency that everybody that goes home loses at home. Very rarely do they win at home because you're a go home a loser. So getting home booed, no big deal. Get over it.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. I mean, the whole situation. I think most people want Becky to win at Fastlane. I'm in that crowd. So
I watched the Stone Cold issue before with Vince, and Becky is doing a fairly good job with it. But this knee injury, it's not real, and you saw her switch legs. And they pointed at this knee. The ref did it or something. Then she started hobbling on the other knee, and that was at the beginning of this. So from that day, I never believed in the knee injury, and
well, she still beat Charlotte with that injured knee again this past week.
Yeah,
it's not too believable because if Charlotte's really as good as they're making her seem, that would never happen.
Beaten up by a one-legged fighter, and then she's getting her ass kicked by a one-legged fighter. That's pretty bad. And she's better than that all the way around, meaning Charlotte and Becky, and Ronda. But they want to bring it down to the women's cat fight. And, that's what it sounds like. You want to bring the women's evolution up, but you're bringing it down with pettiness. But that's just my personal opinion. For what it's worth, that's how I feel. Yeah. And I know that you're not excited. This has dragged on way too long for Ronda and Becky. I mean, yes, Becky was an accident in Thanksgiving and the Survivor Series, and that's why it's gone on so long initially. But why did you have to give her a leg injury on top of a bone structure fracture? And then the suspension on just coming down doing what she did was enough.
Yeah, well, even the suspension they didn't keep, too. They took it off just because
Ronda walked out.
They really didn't explain that very well, so.
They tried to say Ronda quit through Charlotte. And then because of that, Stephanie took to upon herself make it for a title match, but then Ronda got this, I never quit, I just told you to make a decision.
Yep, in the end, not excited. Becky wins.
Becky's going to win. Ronda's going to come down and kick both their asses at the end and stand tall. But that's, for my opinion, for what it's worth. Have a great one. I'm Mike.
I'm Justin. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed.
And we'll see you next time.